The Cardinal women's track and field team is ranked in the top 10 nationally, but the athletes want more than that. A CCIW championship would be nice. Does the team have what it takes to get one? Find out right here. The Cardinal Report starts right now. Hi, I'm Alex Simmons, and this is the Cardinal Report. This week we're joined by North Central women's track and field coach, Kari Kluckhohn. Coach, we appreciate you giving us some of your time.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
So what's your overall assessment of the season so far? We're about a month and a half in as we continue through the indoors and even looking forward to outdoors a little bit.
So far, I'm really thrilled with how our team is doing. We've had an excellent season to this point, February especially. We have several national qualifiers, some varsity records, freshman records broken. We're ranked well nationally. We have about 60 women on the team, and the dynamics are very strong within our team on a daily basis, both at practice and then also at meet. So far, so good.
And when you look at the squad, it really is multifaceted. I mean, you got points coming in from all kinds of different events, you know, freshmen through seniors, and I got to imagine it's got to be pretty encouraging as a coach to see so many different ways of scoring from so many different people. Right.
That's one of the main, I would say, one of the main philosophies of our team is to really have a strong overall program where the responsibility and the excitement is spread across the board in both, from freshmen to seniors, but also from event to event. We never want to rely on one event area or one or two people to carry the team. We feel the more balanced you are and the more depth that you have, the more opportunities you have and the more excitement you have as far as across the board with the team and team cohesion and a feeling of ownership within the program.
And as the head coach kind of overseeing all that, you talk about the number of athletes you have, the number of events, just trying to get that atmosphere where everybody's competing at their top level. How do you oversee something like that where you can try to make sure that every area is kind of hitting their marks where they need to be?
Well, it's not just me. I do oversee, like you said, but we have 10 coaches that work with our women's program. That's really what makes our team be able to succeed at the level that it currently is at. We have, specialists in every event area, so I don't need to worry about coaching the pole vault or coaching the throws or the jumps. I just basically manage those that do multiple events. As a sprint coach, it's nice because I get to coach my area, and I don't have to worry about distance or any of those types of things, except for when we put the lineups together. So it really comes down to having quality coaches across the board and having each event deep enough where people at practice have people to train with on a daily basis to keep getting better.
And when you have that number of coaches, is it something where you do see some of the smaller staffs, maybe against schools that you compete against, where some of these head coaches do get kind of pulled in many different directions, and that's maybe what hurts those teams, whereas you guys have strength in numbers?
Yeah, I would say before I came to North Central, the school I was at before, I was a head men's and women's cross and track and field coach with a very small staff, and it was hard to give attention to everyone that needed it. What I really like about North Central is that, Mahesh is a head cross country coach. I'm a head track and field. Our men, they have Alan, Frank for head cross and head track. So whether it's during the fall, winter, or spring, we always have, someone that's really focused on that sport. And with all the other event coaches, really them being there in the fall, that really helps us a lot as far as being able to teach and be able to really evaluate our women and men in the fall, because we aren't solely with cross country. We have fall track and field, and we have coaches that work with all the athletes at that time. And then we can just keep building through indoor and outdoor.
And we look at last week in Chicagoland Indoors, you guys take the title for the second year in a row, really kind of blowing away people. And I imagine that's got to be pretty encouraging for a meet that, right before we hit championship season.
Yeah, it was really exciting. The score, we won by almost 50. I wasn't expecting quite that many points of a win, but it was really exciting to see. We really went into February with a mindset of winning. We've talked about it all year, but putting it down on paper, putting it out there as our goal. We want to win the conference championships. We want to be a top-tier national team, and you can't just hope to win a meet. You have to expect it as an individual and as a team collectively. So putting it out there on paper and really, making it a reality with the meet itself was really exciting.
For sure. Well, it was a runaway victory for the Cardinals at the Res Rec. Let's go to the highlight. Aurora U and Wheaton made up 2 of the 20 schools competing in the Chicagoland Indoor Championships.
We start on the pole vault. UIC's Stephanie Laidlaw gave the Cardinal vaulters all they could handle. She would eventually take third. Cardinal Kayla Murphy, one of Laidlaw's competitors, apparently discussing strategy paid off for the junior. She takes fourth in the competition. Her teammate Carolyn Califoot got the upper hand though. She makes the bar tremble with this attempt. Califoot cleared 3.4 meters for runner-up honors. To the track now in the 200-meter championship heat. Lauren Brightmore, Murphy, and Sheila Walsh all involved and looking to score big points for the team. Around the final turn, it's red all around. Murphy's 25.75, good for first place. Walsh took second, and Brightmore finished in fourth. We go to the high jump now. Cardinals Krista Cota and Michelle Criscione patiently waiting their turns. Cota's up first with 5 feet and 2.25 inches for competition. She clears it like it's nothing. She finished in a three-way tie for second. Now it's Criscione's turn at that same height. The senior clears it with room to spare and another height on her mind. With the bar set 2 inches higher, elevation not a problem. The Cardinals take the event for the second straight year.
Coach, of course, the new aspect to the schedule this year and really last year, your guys' ability to actually have some home meets with the new Res Rec Center. I imagine, having competition being able to come to you, not driving in the winter weather, has got to be a huge plus when you have that on the schedule.
It is a big plus for us. There would be some long nights when we'd have to travel a lot for the indoor season, getting home at 3 in the morning, getting up early on a Saturday, having to go somewhere. Being at home and really inviting teams, that would help our team at all levels, not just the top tier, but everybody, has really been a real benefit. The student athletes miss very little school, and they still get to compete. We don't have to worry about, travel rosters as far as when we host at home. Anyone can compete as long as they're ready to go. So that's been a real benefit. Outdoors, it's nice to go to a few meets, to get on the road and not get too comfortable being at home all the time. But, our track is fast. We've had lots of records, broken on it, lots of national qualifiers. So a lot of people want to come to North Central in order to have that opportunity.
Definitely, and the big news this week would probably be you guys winning the 2013 National Championship bid for indoors at that facility. What was the mood like when you guys got the news?
Well, we got it right before we hosted the Chicagoland Championship, so it was pretty exciting. I haven't actually told the girls. I'll tell them today. They probably got the press release. It was finalized really yesterday, so I wanted to make sure it was final before I really announced it to the team. So we'll see in our team meeting today what it's like. But as far as the staff goes, we're really excited about it. We have an outstanding facility. The administration has really committed to our programs, both indoor and outdoor. The city has been very supportive. They love hosting events as well. So the nice thing about being at North Central is it's not just our coaching staff that's hosting the meet. It's North Central and Naperville.
Well, it's kind of a whole team effort. This season's indoor schedule for the women's track and field team hasn't been an easy one, with tough tests with top 10 teams week in and week out. The positives that schedule will provide down the road is the subject of this week's What's the Word?
Competition's been coming to us and getting some interregional looks, and so we're getting some different areas. So every week some event is lighting up, which is nice. And like you said, having some Division I, they're going to pull you, and hopefully we can keep some of our girls that stick their nose right in there and not get pushed around either.
I think it definitely helps. It sets you up to be where you want to be at. Some of the meets, I know, like the Whitewater meet last weekend was really good competition. So that was a really good one for the sprinters as well as like the vaulters and all the other competitors. But it really just gets us set up, gives us confidence going into conference as well as nationals.
And we've got girls who have already qualified for nationals, so we're definitely looking beyond just these meets here. We're looking at conference, we're looking at nationals. So being in a meet that has high caliber competition definitely helps.
Coach, we've seen quite a few veterans really perform very well in these last couple weeks for your team. How important is this group of seniors?
Oh, our seniors are are huge. They have been, you know, improving year in and year out through the course of their 4 years. They've been a blast to be with, and you know, first day of fall track, last day of fall track, I was sad because I knew it was the last of those days with them. But we've really tried to just enjoy the journey together so far, and they've been great leaders for our team. You know, both at practice and at meets and outside of the athletic arena as well. It was really exciting. We had Amanda Lesh come back for graduate school in cross country, and we didn't know if she would do track and field until the weekend before we started school. So that was a real shot in the arm as well. But you know, our senior class has just been outstanding. Great leaders and great work ethic, and just to see the improvement, you know, with Sheila Walsh is improved drastically over the course of the last year. We have Missy Savino, you know, she's always been a mainstay, but I've seen some real improvement in her this year as well. You know, Michelle Cruzioni as a leader for us in the jumps. Lauren Brightmore continues to run, you know, excellently, qualified, you know, in the 400 and in both relays for us. So we've had a really nice group of women both at the conference and national levels.
And we've talked a lot about the positives. What's one or two things you think these girls need to improve on as we move towards conference and towards the outdoor season as well?
Yeah. Improvement-wise, I don't really think there's a lot. You can always work on your team, continuing with your team dynamics. With a team of 60, you do have to put a little effort forth to get to know everybody well, but we do a lot of things within our team to connect one another across event groups and age levels. So that is really, we have women that come here that are very team-oriented, so that makes it easy, but you always have to work at that relationship building. And it's really bridging your indoor to your outdoor season and not letting spring break go by and not continuing to improve upon yourself.
Definitely, well, it's going to be interesting to watch. Stick around, we've got more Cardinal Report on deck.